Today, we're going to be doing a new look Seattle Seahawks rebuild with the defending Super Bowl champions. As usual, when a team wins a Super Bowl, they do lose quite a bit of talent in the offseason, and the Seahawks are no different, so let's go ahead and rebuild them after that has been done. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 83% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do follow that, want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated. So only 2 more Madden 26 rebuilds left to do, including this one today, and then next week will be our very last one up until, of course, Madden 27. So yeah, this will be it, and then the next one, and you won't see me again until Madden 27 is officially out. So yeah, Sam Darnold, Zach Charbonnet, and then of course new addition Price from the draft. But you know, one of those guys they lost in the offseason was K9 to the Kansas City Chiefs. He decided to go to the Chiefs. And then on the defense, of course, they lost Tyreek Woolen. You know, he had his moments of being really bad at times and had his good moments as well. But yeah, that's unfortunate for them. You know, Wosu, Lawrence, Leonard Williams. I mean, this defense still looks amazing regardless. Josh Job's going to have to play a bigger role this year. We could probably move Love or MN Warrior over to free safety because we don't really have, you know, one of them's not really over there. But yeah, so I'm excited to kind of see what this team can do with losing a couple of guys that they have. I imagine they're not going to miss a step. This team should still be very good. So I'm going to go ahead and move Love to free safety, and then we're going to simulate, obviously, year 1. And I would fully expect this team to be a playoff team again and be able to defend their Super Bowl. So obviously Sam Darnold is not, you know, when they signed Sam Darnold, a lot of people, including me, I don't know, I just kind of felt like, oh, okay, sure, I guess, but he's been awesome for them. And obviously JSN had a damn good season last year because of Sam, or part of it was because of Sam Darnold. And then I'm also going to throw JSN in the slot so he goes off. But maybe that's not even necessary with this playbook. I don't know. But usually the slot wide receivers always go off. So we got to make sure JSN gets fed because obviously probably a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL now. Top 3. Also, you could go that far as well. So let's load this draft class. Let's move JSN in the slot wide receiver. And we shall see how we finish up year 1. I would fully expect this team to once again be a playoff team. Now, I'd be shocked if we weren't. Well, I guess I am going to be shocked because we did not make the playoffs. We actually finished up at 8-9 and just missed out. So that's actually pretty annoying, obviously. Not something, I mean, it's a tough division. Don't get me wrong. They're in a tough division, but yeah, that sucks. And sometimes that does happen. I just didn't want it to happen to us. But offensively, it didn't look like we were very good. And then defensively, we were amazing with Mike McDonald calling the plays, obviously. But he had 18 and 17 from Sam Darnold, just as I was like gassing him up to be, you know, a solid quarterback. Got a Super Bowl now. Fortunately, he didn't play too well this season. 20 touchdowns from Charbonnet, so he had an amazing season, but okay. And then even putting JS in the slot, that didn't matter. So, wow, this offensive playbook was trash this year. I mean, other than Zach Charbonnet absolutely eating, obviously, but yeah, that was disappointing. I think it's safe to say we might need to change the offense playbook because I did not like what we just did this season. But defense was amazing, so we'll not change that, obviously, but yeah. I really don't imagine this is going to take too many steps. I think we just, you know, add and keep as much as we can, and then, you know, change offense playbook. We'll probably be back to being a playoff team, but it could not be that simple. We might lose a couple guys. I'm not really sure what our free agency is going to look like, but that was definitely a disappointing year 1. We didn't even get the shot to defend our Super Bowl. So you had the Packers and the Chiefs meet up, and you had Josh Allen win MVP, Sean McVay Coach of the Year. Josh Allen is your offense player of the year as well. Khalil Mack, Depoy, and then Mendoza and Sonny Styles won Rookie of the Year on both sides of the ball. And then you got Jordan Love and the Packers beating the Chiefs 18-17 as Love won Super Bowl MVP. Okay, we already looked at stats, so obviously I guess we could take a look to see if we have any important retirements to. So yeah, Cooper Kupp, Leonard Williams, and Jerron Reed. So we lost 2 of our starting defensive tackles, and obviously Cooper Kupp was a starting wide receiver, so that could hurt. But we're going to go ahead and get into free agency. And we're going to see who else needs to be kept around. So we got Charbonnet, who just obviously turned in a really good season. So probably should keep him. Nwosu, edge rusher at 78 or 78 overall. I'd probably let him go. Bradford is a fine starting guard, but nothing to be overly worried about. So I think I'm just going to try to bring back Charbonnet and then hit up free agency to probably plug the rest. So Charbonnet, even though I do like Jadarian Price, see what we can do with him, but we can't deny that Charbonnet just had a damn good season. So, I mean, he could get a payday somewhere else, obviously, but I wanted to keep him. So, all right, we know we have to replace quite a few starters, but thankfully we have a little bit of money to work with, so $59 million. But my biggest goal is to make sure that JSN, and I feel good about what we have on offense as well. We have Arroyo, Barner. Offensive line, this interior, center and guard needs some help. We'll do that. We'll fix that. But Shaheed, JSN, and Horton, I think I'm fine with. I think that's, good enough. Charbonnet, Price, and then Barner and Arroyo, I think could be fine as well. So it's basically center and guard that we need to look into. And then defensively, D tackles we knew we lost. And then we do need another corner because Job is fine, but I'd prefer if he was the third corner. So I think that's going to be our biggest goal and maybe an interior linebacker, edge rusher. So there's quite a bit of goals on the defense side of the ball with all the guys we've lost. So let's go see what we can do in free agency, interior offensive line, and some pieces on defense. We'll see what we can find. I have 3 active negotiations going on right now, and it's on Vita Vea, who of course requested a trade out of Tampa Bay lately, but he is interested in coming here. And I'm also trying to reunite McDonald with Marlon Humphrey as well, and then Dorian Williams as depth at linebacker. So don't know if we'll get Vita Vea, and I'm just gonna hope we do. And no, we didn't get him. It would have been awesome, but that's okay. He goes to the Dolphins instead. There's some other things I would have wanted to sign, and Vita Vea obviously was expensive, so it's not the worst thing in the world that he left. Ed Oliver is also an option here, which I don't mind that, or Keanu Benton at 26 years old. Maybe even both if we're able to pull it off. So I'm going to go give Keanu Benton a deal, and I'm also going to try to get Ed Oliver. And then I have one more guy I do want to go after if we can. I wanted to go after Mike, but yeah, we could pretty much address everything here almost. Of course, JSN I don't think has been paid yet, right? So that's probably a big reason why we have all this money. I don't know. Should we try to gut our salary? You know what? Let's try. So not gut our salary, but let's try to free up a little bit more money. No, let's not do it. Actually, it could come back to bite us in the end. So we're gonna try to dress D tackle here with the 2 guys we lost, and we did. We got Ed Oliver. Okay, so I've been wanting to offer Mike a deal, but I've waited too long, so that's fine. All right, so we can't do that anymore. Iquanu already signed. You got Rasheed Walker. I think we could maybe get away with moving him somewhere. Garrett Bradbury, Coleman Shelton. And you have Tevin Jenkins, Osiris Torrance. So Jenkins doesn't sound too bad to go after. Then I'll go for him. That could kind of plug in at guard for us. And we can maybe try to draft a center in the draft or something. So, okay. So Jenkins, or it might be easier to draft a guard, and then sign the center that's here. Coleman Shelton, 32 years old. I might be able to get both. Not really. Okay. You know what? I do think that's what I'm going to do. Centers are usually a lot harder to find, I feel like. So I'm going to actually give Coleman Shelton a deal and withdraw on Jenkins. So let's go Shelton to be our new starting center, because that's probably where they're weakest right now, obviously. So Shelton, and we got Ed Oliver. We got Marlon Humphrey here as well, another corner, which is going to be nice. I think he'll play well in the secondary. Would have loved Keanu Benton, but I feel good about what we've brought in, and that's going to overhaul things a little bit. So we're obviously going to need to still hit in the draft, which we will, do. But Shelton's going to plug in that center position for us. We'll need a guard somewhere in the draft. Defensively, probably another D tackle, but Ed Oliver, of course, is definitely a nice addition. Williams at linebacker feels great. And then Humphrey, I love that obviously as well. I think he'll play really well in the secondary. So let's head to draft night. Let's go, address what we can in the draft. And I think it's as simple as just getting a guard and whatever else we can find as well. So we're going to probably go guard in round 1. Actually, we'll have a decent pick as well, not to mention. So let's take a look at number 12. This is where we'll be drafting. So pick 12, we have Anthony Knapp, which, kind of feels exactly what we need. I guess Ashton Craig, we could have drafted a center, but that's okay. We could take Anthony Knapp, move him inside. I think this is an easy pick for me. So welcome to Seattle. Going to protect our QB and obviously hope that our offensive playbook change, whatever we decide to change it to, is going to fix all of our problems. So that's an easy pick at guard. And now for the second round, I do see OJ Frederick Jr., and I'm definitely tempted on that, or Hampton, because I feel okay about what we have at corner, but definitely wouldn't. Or we could take an edge rusher as well, because I don't really love what we have at edge, to be honest with you. So I think I am going to go with Bryce Young, because we got obviously DeMarcus Lawrence, but Bryce Young could be opposite of him going into next season. I think that's a great idea. So go with that. I would have loved to have taken OJ Frederick as well, but Bryce Young feels like a good pick. There is some more edge rusher depth here. I guess we could have waited and taken a corner, but you do have McKinney here out of Notre Dame. See if we like anything about him. So A catching, C man coverage, A press, C zone. Speed is good. Jumping is elite. He looks okay. Maybe we'll come back to him. I'm going to look at AJ Harris as well. So AJ Harris, similar. Speed is good. Okay, I think I've taken AJ Harris a lot before. So I am going to go ahead and take the chance on McKinney. DJ McKinney. Let's add some more depth at defense, at cornerback specifically. He's going to be 90 in true value. Got him at 76, so not too shabby. Only normal dev, though, so that's okay. So that a draft I feel pretty good about. I think we did an okay job. We got our edge rusher. We got our guard. Well, we'll move Knapp, obviously, inside, but I don't think we could have done much better than that. So 77, Anthony Knapp. 74, Bryce Young. 73, corner. 73, wide receiver, Deuce Robinson. 69 and 68. So very good stuff. So all we need to do now is just move Anthony Knapp inside, and this offense should be looking good. And obviously the other thing to do is change the offensive playbook, because holy crap, it was not good. I hated what I was looking at last year. So we'll move Anthony Knapp to right guard, and I think he'll be fine with that. So 77 overall right now. I presume he may go down moving to the other side, or he may even go up. We'll see. So Anthony Knapp going to right guard. Our offensive line should look pretty damn good now. So if you look at Anthony Knapp, 78. So we went up 1 overall, so we'll take it. And then defensively, of course, we did not get a new D tackle, so that's kind of something I maybe missed the mark on. But Bryce Young is here now. Hall still here. Witherspoon. So, okay, so we know we're keeping the defensive playbook the same. That's not going to change. But as far as, offense is concerned, we definitely want to change this. So I didn't like what I saw last year. I'm pretty tempted to just go Bengals playbook, I'm going to be honest with you, because I think Sam Darnold could air it out to JSN, and we do not be the best way to go about things. JSN could have such a good season, and I think that's what we're going to do. So Bengals playbook for the win. We'll go with that. Sam Darnold will be airing the ball out a lot, but he's got Shaheed, Horton, JSN to throw it to. So as long as JSN is healthy, we should be back to being a good offense. So hopefully, with that change, that is exactly what's going to happen. I will see you guys at the end of year 2. And just like that, we are back in the playoff mix, and we also won the division, which is great. JSN, as we can see, had 1,200 yards, so he's definitely back to being his usual self after last year. Last year was just a bad, disappointing season. So nobody else from our division made it either, which is good. Love to see that. And then you got the Bucks, Falcons, Commanders, Giants, Cowboys, and the Vikings all in the playoffs. If we look at the playoff bracket, we'll be playing the Washington Commanders in round 1. They come to Seattle. Dallas has the bye, so we'll more than likely be playing, well, I guess it just depends. Obviously, if the Giants win, then we'll be playing one of these teams, but we'll see. We'll just see what it ends up being. But obviously, we have to beat the Commanders first. So let's take a look at the stats. The stats and awards. Offensively, first the NFL, exactly what we wanted. Obviously, our defense was amazing last year, and this year, that's the opposite. They weren't as good, funny enough. Okay, so 49 from Sam Darnold. Had 5,000 yards, not to mention. So yeah, great season from Sam Darnold. Obviously, a little bit of a fall-off season for Charbonnet because we didn't run the ball as much. But JSN, Shaheed, and Torrey Horton were all awesome. Unfortunately, JSN didn't reach double-digit touchdowns, but, he had 5 as well. And 110 receptions, so he did get the ball quite a lot. Defensively, double-digit sacks, though. So despite our defense not being ranked too high, we did have double-digit sacks for 3 guys. And we saw we got a lot of turnovers last year, and that's, remains the same here again. Devin Witherspoon with 5 picks. Love to see that. So I didn't even really look at league leaders, but yeah, Sam Darnold led the league, and unfortunately, well, he's tied obviously with Singleton and DeJean. Witherspoon's not showing up in the league leaders spot. But okay, let's jump in and play the Commanders. I mean, I feel like we should be able to beat this team. We'll see. Obviously, as a Commanders fan, I remember the last time the Seahawks and the Commanders played each other. It was a nightmare, to say the least. Last year, obviously, they went up like 28-0 in the first half. It was the ugliest game I think I've ever watched as a fan. It was awful, but let's do it again in this scenario because this is Madden and we're trying to get the Seahawks into the Super Bowl. So yeah, let's do it again, shall we? So here we are in Lumen Field, Seattle, Washington. All we got to do is take out the Washington Commanders to get to the next round. So that seems easy enough. Let's see if we got it in the bag today. And we're up 7-0 to start things off. And now we're up 10-0. So 2 possession lead out of the gate. Love to see that. And now we're up 13-0, but the Commanders are back in it by scoring a touchdown. We score right back. It's 20-7. And it is going to be 28-7 now. We get an interception from Bryce Young. And 35-7. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that we've beaten the Commanders pretty easily here, which is what we wanted to do to start things off. So yeah, interception by Julian Love for 33 yards. And unfortunately, Washington came in and played a pretty ugly football, and we are going to beat them pretty easily, 35-7. So yeah, that was an easy one. You had 2 touchdowns, 259 yards from Sam Darnold. Jaden Daniels did not enjoy too good of a game. He had 2 picks in this one. 2 touchdowns, 20 for 30 as well, as we saw. Charbonnet 108 yards and 2 touchdowns to go alongside JSN with 104. Horton had 61 yards and a touchdown, and Shaheed had the other touchdown. And as far as who got the interceptions, it was Bryce Young and Julian Love. And then sacks-wise, Ed Oliver, Byron Murphy, and Derek. Oh my gosh, Jaden got absolutely destroyed. Holy crap. So he got sacked how many times? That's 8 times. Damn, he got sacked 8 times, I think, at the very least. That's crazy. So yeah, not a good game for Jaden, but we love to see our defense getting after the quarterback. So now we're headed to the divisional round. We beat the Commanders. Let's go see who we play in the next one. Could be the Vikings, could be someone else. Let's go see who it's going to be. So, of course, we get the pleasure of heading on the road to play the Atlanta Falcons, who have just been so good in this roster that I use. I don't know why, but as I say that, they start off with an interception by Ernest Jones, and we are going to go up 7-0. So, love our defense getting us points out of the gate. I mean, obviously, we scored with the offense, but as I said, the Falcons have been super good in the sim, and that is showing here as well. It's 21-14, and they tied up. They're not going away. This has been an offensive battle so far. So 21-21, and this is also in Atlanta, as you guys can tell. It's 24-28, and we are going to go up 31-28. We get a big interception from Love, and we score off it again. But just like that, they tie at 34-35. Okay, don't really love the pace of this game so far, so I'm going to try to come out here and slow this down. And let's make sure this ball ends with us, because I don't want to keep going back and forth with this Atlanta team. They turned it over twice, and they still have a lead at this point. So let's start off with a run here to Charbonnet, and oh my gosh, not gone, obviously, but a nice gain there to start this drive. So we might be able to just run it with Charbonnet all the way down the field. Who knows? Probably won't do that, but we'll go back to him for this play just to see what he can do on this one. We got to get in field goal range, and again, another nice hole opens up, and we're probably already in field goal range, getting close anyway, so that feels very good to get that out of the way already. So as I mentioned, I think the biggest game plan here is to keep the ball away from Atlanta. This, our defense can't seem to stop them. They've got interceptions, but yeah, we are literally in field goal range now, so all we need to do is make the Falcons bleed all their timeouts. Charbonnet, great running so far, by the way. So yeah, we don't even need to hike the ball before the 2-minute warning. We want them to use all those timeouts, and we kick this field goal to win this game and keep the ball away from Atlanta, because yeah, neither defense can't seem to stop them other than when we turned them over twice. That was about it. So let's make sure we end the ball with us having it. So all right, I did put on read option, but I ain't gonna do that. So let's go Charbonnet again and just get one more first down. Should be able to end this game here. Falcons are not going to use the timeout, surprisingly. I think if I get one more timeout or one more first down, they would use it. But going right back to them, because they have not been able to stop the run so far. That was even a 5-yard run. That was our shortest run with them. And boom, another just nice hole opens up. And now Atlanta's going to call those timeouts. Raheem Morris, he's not the coach anymore, but as we all know, he's pretty famous for how bad his timeout management has been. I specifically remember when the Falcons and Commanders played on, I think it was Sunday Night Football, to get into the playoffs, or it was like a big game for both teams getting the playoffs, and his timeout management was just so abysmal that I was like grateful for him, honestly, because we should have lost that game, and we made it in. But anyway, so 2nd and 5, they're gonna call that second timeout, and that's almost a first down. It is a first down. So now what you got to do is just basically bleed this clock, and we're gonna be able to kick a field goal here. So all right, let's just probably take a loss here this time. I'm not going to run it in. So yeah, that's going to take it all the way down where we want. And now we could just obviously simply, kneel this for the most part. So we won't kick the field goal just yet, but we're going to kneel this out and then call the timeout with little to no time remaining, and then kick this field goal to win this game and head us, beat it, or, get us into the NFC Championship game. So let's kneel this. And now I will call a timeout with about 2 seconds left, and we'll kick our field goal. So let's get to the 2-second mark. All right, so here we are about to kick the game-winning field goal. I was about to say I moved that a little too left, and that was easy. So 37-35 is going to be the walkout game, and just like that, fellas, we have won the divisional round over the Falcons. Battle of the Birds. It was a tough one, a back-and-forth game, and yeah, Michael Penix played really well, other than throwing 2 interceptions. But I honestly didn't really hurt them that much because they were still in the lead there at the end. But 2 touchdowns, 2 picks from Michael Penix. touchdown from Sam Darnold, 116 yards, 119 yards from both running backs. Obviously, Bijan, one of the best in the league, if not the best, depending on who you ask. And then touchdowns, Diggs was in Atlanta. Interesting, and Barner had a touchdown. Defensively, you did have 1.5 sacks from Rankins, one from, wow, they got after us. Holy crap. We got after them a little bit as well, though, so that's good. And then Love and Ernest Jones, shout out to you guys for getting picks. Julian Love's had 2 interceptions in back-to-back games now. Let's get to the NFC Championship game, and let's get the Seahawks back to the Super Bowl if we can. And now for our biggest, toughest opponent yet, we head on the road to play the Dallas Cowboys. So obviously, Cowboys historically, you know, as of late anyway, have not been known to be the best performing team in the playoffs. But they're here in the NFC Championship game. They were the first seed, so yeah, this is going to be a tough one. But Aubrey misses a 66-yard field goal, so that's a blessing for us. But they kick one this time and make it, and we get a field goal in return. Okay, Cowboys score the first touchdown of the game. We got to respond to that, and we get another field goal. Defense gets to stop. We're looking for, can we go take the lead here? Nope. Cowboys going to take a 6-13 lead. This has been a pretty slow game. We do finally tie it up. It's 13-16 now. It does feel like this game is about to end. The clock has gone really fast. So I'm going to come out here and try to score on this drive, because I feel as if I give the ball back to the Cowboys, who may not see it, or they're going to go up 2 possessions. So I'm going to run with Charbonnet to start this drive. This time, not going to go as far as I was in the Atlanta game. So, but we all know we have a man named Jackson Smith-Njigba. So we're going to try to get him the ball. I failed to get him the ball earlier. We'll try to get him the ball this time. We'll see if he is available. Actually, I'm going to give Shaheed a chance. This is Torrey Horton. This is not Shaheed. What a... Oh my gosh, I almost caught that. You know what? I'm just lucky to not get picked off there. I threw that way too late. That was such a stupid decision. But we got out of there alive somehow. So, all right. Let's just ignore that. Pretend I never threw that. And we can just, you know, yeah, like I said. Okay, what a catch by Barner. I was a little scared that safety was going to bite on that, or he was going to make the break on that, but thankfully that somehow animated for us to have that ball, so that was a really sketchy throw, but thankfully it worked out. JSN, is this a touchdown? Maybe not, but maybe it's a linebacker chasing him. That's going to get us inside the 10-yard line. That was a much sharper decision. Those last 2 throws were, you know, a little questionable, but first one we got away with. We got lucky on that. Second one, probably should have been maybe an interception there, but thankfully it wasn't. All right, now we run it with Charbonnet, keep this ball on the ground, and Charbonnet is in. We'll take the lead, but doesn't mean that we're going to keep it. It's going to be 20-16. Dallas has plenty of time to respond, and they get stopped. Okay, so now we got to do is play keep away or go score again. So whatever we want to do. So I have Arroyo on this, you know, corner route, which I do like it. Let's see if he's open. He is. Okay, so if that was a little bit of a better throw, he may have been still running, but that's okay. So we're going to get a first down there. Now we'll go to Charbonnet. Still looking to get JSN. Well, obviously I just, you know, got JSN involved the last play on that big run, or big catch. But 46 yards for Charbonnet on the day. Not a good run there, only 1 yard. So Cowboys have done pretty good with the run for the most part. All right, I'm going to again throw JSN. I don't even know what I just audible to. I did something. What did I do? Okay, I actually have no idea what we're running right now, to be honest. Okay, so still... Okay, yeah, that was just bad. It was still just the same play. I thought I changed it, honestly. But okay, slow go seam. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. 2 minutes and 57 seconds left. And we have JSN on a double move. We'll see if he gets any... No, just nothing. Okay, you know what? That's fine. We're just punt this. That was just such a bad drive. It's not even funny. So let's give this back to the Cowboys. And they get stopped again, and that should be ball game. So we are lucky to have our defense, because that was such a bad drive. Such a bad drive. But that's okay. We still won, right? We still won. We'll take it. So now we have a 300-yard game from Sam Darnold, and we go to the Super Bowl. Get out of here after we beat the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game. And thankfully, my defense bailed me out there at the end. But JSN, 141 yards. Wish I could have gotten across the finish line there with that big play I threw him. But 92 yards from Horton into touchdown. Pickens was 74 yards. And then sacks-wise, 2 sacks from Gary, 2 sacks from Ezeraku. So they got quite after us there, but that's okay. And no picks by either quarterback. But okay, let's get the Super Bowl, and let's go win Sam Darnold another ring, and the Seahawks another ring at that as well. So we get to play the LA Chargers in the Super Bowl, who have never won one in their franchise history, but they're looking to get started fast as they're up 7-0 with only 30 seconds in the game off the clock. Damn, but thankfully we score pretty fast as well. They get a field goal this time, and Cameron Dicker is, the beneficiary of that. But we got there we go, 14-10. We take the lead. So this game has been interesting so far, but it's 21-10 now. So we have an 11-point lead. Can we make it even? There we go, 24-10. Defense is starting to buckle up a little bit on Herbert and the Chargers, but the Chargers do score there, and we will score again. But, okay, 24-30, a minute 45 left. So this is at the point where if they get the ball back, they have an opportunity. So let's make sure they don't get the ball back. And let's make sure we kind of redeem ourselves, because that drive I had against the Cowboys was just so freaking awful. So let's try to do a little bit better. Of course, we only need one first down here. So, and we already got it. So that was pretty easy. Well, actually, I think they could get the ball back still with a little bit of time. We could go back to the same play where we got JSN like a lot of yards, but we'll see if he's open. If not, we should... no, let's just run the ball again. That was a really good run by Charbonnet. Let's not go in again. Hole opens up. Another nice run. And if he would have broken that last tackle, maybe he's gone. And at this point, I'm looking to just... This is so stupid to do, but I actually just want to throw JSN a touchdown right now, to be honest with you. He had to... there it is. Okay, I was about to say he has a chance at it, and that's the dagger. There we go. There we go. JSN got him involved. 24-36. Chargers could still score and get back in this technically, but I don't... I think there's going to be plenty of clock off the... Yeah, there it is. Okay. So we've won the Seahawks another Super Bowl. Pretty easy stuff there. Year 1 was disappointing. Year 2, so much better. Just change the offense playbook. There you go. I hope Madden 27 is different. It's not that easy to just adjust it like that, but, we'll see. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this rebuild, and this is going to be our second to last rebuild on Madden 26, and it's going to be on the Madden 27 soon, but thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.